Paris terror attack suspect believed to have escaped to Syria. According to a counterterrorism source and a source close to the investigation, Salah Abdeslam, a man wanted in connection with the November 13th Paris terrorist attacks, has fled to Syria. After playing a role in the terrorist attacks on Paris that killed 130 people, one of the suspects, Salah Abdeslam, is believed to have absconded to Syria. Prior to the attack, police think that he bought 10 detonators from a fireworks store in the northern outskirts of Paris. Abdeslam is also believed to have bought batteries from a magic shop in Paris. According to Paris prosecutor Francois Molins, he may have been driving the car that dropped off bombers at the Stade de France. His fingerprints were found in a vehicle connected with a string of attacks, and 3 AK-47s were found in the trunk of a car that was rented under his name. Authorities believe that Abdeslam traveled to Brussels with 2 acquaintances just hours after the attacks were carried out. The next day, Abdeslam and another man were picked up at a Brussels train station by Ali Ulkadi, according to Ulkadi's lawyer. Abdeslam's travel companions have all been arrested for their connection with the suspected terrorist, but their lawyers say they had no knowledge of what he was up to in Paris at the time of the attacks.
Third suicide bomber in Paris attacks identified. France has revealed that the third attacker of the Bataclan Music Hall was a Frenchman who visited Syria. The third man who stormed the Bataclan Theater in last month's Paris terror attacks was identified as Fouad Mohamed Agad, a 23-year-old from Strasbourg. Agad left Strasbourg with a group of about 10 jihadis on December 17, 2013. From Frankfurt, they boarded a plane to the Turkish city of Antalya, then made their way to Syria. 7 of the group were arrested in the spring of last year upon their return to France, while Agad remained in Syria. His mother regularly heard from him and sent him money to allow him to return from Syria. On November 13th, Agad took part in the attack on the Bataclan Theater that killed 90 people. The other 2 attackers, Sami Amimour and Ismail Omar Mostafe, were also French. Agad's older brother, 25-year-old Karim, is currently in detention in France after visiting Syria between December 2013 and March 2014.
Identities of French terror suspects revealed. New details have emerged about the identities of the 7 attackers and 2 suspected associates who carried out the deadly attacks in Paris last Friday. Salah Abdeslam, the suspect who remains at large, is a French national living in Belgium, and is believed to be the logistics expert for the attacks. He entered Austria from Germany with 2 other men on September 9th, where he was reportedly stopped and questioned. He allegedly rented 2 hotel rooms in Alfretville, southeast of central Paris, and also rented a black Volkswagen Polo car used in the attacks. His brother, Brahim Abdeslam, also a French national living in Belgium, rented a house in Bobigny, a town in northeastern Paris, a few days before the attacks. Authorities believe the house was used by the attackers as a logistics base. The 2 brothers were part of the team that was responsible for attacking the cafes and restaurants in Paris. Bilal Hadfi, a French national living in Belgium, was one of the suicide bombers who attacked the Stade de France. He reportedly visited Syria early this year. Another attacker at the Stade de France was found with a Syrian passport with the name Ahmed al-Mohammed. His identity is yet to be verified. Records show al-Mohammed entered Europe via the Aegean island of Leros on October 3rd. Hadfi al-Mohammed and a third unidentified attacker made up the team assigned to attack the Stade de France. Ismail Omar Mostafe, a French national involved in the Bataclan concert hall attack, is believed to have traveled to Turkey in 2013 and then to Syria. Mostafe's accomplice in the Bataclan attack, Sami Amimour, is also a French national. He had planned to go to Yemen in 2012 and is believed to have visited Syria in 2013. The duo and a third unidentified attacker were responsible for killing 89 people at the Bataclan concert hall. Belgian national Abdelhamid Aboud, who is apparently in Syria, is suspected to be the mastermind behind the attacks. The search for the fugitive suspect Salah Abdeslam has expanded to Germany on Tuesday, where 5 people were arrested. Other arrests have been made in Belgium and France. Mastermind of Paris attacks may have been killed in police raid. 2 senior European intelligence officials said that the mastermind of the deadly Paris terror attacks last week, Abdelhamid Aboud, was killed during a massive pre-dawn raid in the Paris suburb of Saint-Denis on Wednesday. Wednesday's raid in Saint-Denis took place after authorities found a mobile phone allegedly disposed by an attacker in a garbage can near the Bataclan concert hall. The phone's data contained a map of the concert hall, a text message saying, "Let's go, we're starting," which was sent moments before the attack, and details of an apartment in Alfretville, which was rented by Salah Abdeslam. the suspect who is still at large. At least 5 people were inside the apartment located on the 3rd floor of a building on Rue de Corbillon. Authorities believe the mastermind of the attacks, Abdelhamid Abaoud, might have been in the apartment at the time. The group reportedly planned to launch attacks on Charles de Gaulle Airport and the Quatre Temps shopping mall in La Défense, a modern financial district in western Paris. Police first raided an apartment that had been under surveillance since Tuesday, before raiding another apartment on the same street where they met fierce resistance. The suspects, including a female suicide bomber, opened fire at police when officers entered the building. Police returned fire. More than 5,000 rounds of ammunition were fired. The female suspect set off her explosive vest, killing herself and a 7-year-old police dog named Diesel. A male suspect was killed by police gunfire and by a grenade. It is not yet officially confirmed whether Abdelhamid Abaoud was killed in the raids, as authorities are still trying to determine the identities of the suspects. Police arrested 8 people in the raids and found multiple weapons from the flat, including Kalashnikov assault rifles and explosive belts. French authorities said the police have conducted 414 raids across the country in the past 3 nights. 60 people were arrested and 118 people were put under house arrest.